The letter arrived on a Thursday morning. Raphael read it at the kitchen table, standing up, the way you read things you are afraid to sit down with in case you can't get back up. His daughter, Sophia, had graduated, first in her class. The ceremony was in 3 days, Saturday, 10 in the morning, 40 miles away. He turned the letter over, as if the other side might offer a solution. It didn't. He had no car, no money for the bus, nobody he could ask without it costing him something he wasn't willing to pay. He read the letter 4 more times. Then he went to the hallway and got his boots. He left at 4 in the morning. The street was empty. The stars were still out in the way they are just before the sky decides to become something else. He had a water bottle, 2 cheese sandwiches wrapped in foil, and a photograph of Sophia, taken at Christmas, her laughing at something off to the left of the camera. He talked to the photograph for the first 5 miles. Told her about the walk, about the weather, about the fact that her old man was slightly less fit than he had remembered. By mile 10, his feet had started to make their feelings very clear. He didn't stop. He had been walking toward his daughter his whole life. This was just the first time it was literal. By midday, he had covered 22 miles. The sun was doing its best. A truck pulled over. A man Raphael's age, a kind face, a cab that looked cool and comfortable. "You want a lift, mate?" Raphael stopped. He thought about it for a genuine moment. Then he shook his head. "I'm all right, thanks." The driver nodded, the way men nod when they sense something they don't fully understand, but respect anyway, and drove on. Raphael sat on the curb and ate his second sandwich. A crow landed 6 feet away and looked at him with great seriousness. Raphael looked back. "Don't," he said. The crow departed. He put his boots back on and kept going. Because this was not a journey that could be completed by someone else, not 1 mile of it. This was his. Every blister, every step, his. He arrived at the university at 9:47 in the morning, 13 minutes before the ceremony was due to begin. His shirt was soaked through. His feet were bad. He had walked for almost 6 hours without stopping long enough to matter. A student at the entrance, young, lanyard around her neck, the cheerful helpfulness of someone who has not yet had a very hard day, looked at him the way you look at something that doesn't quite fit the picture you expected. "Sir, are you all right?" He stood up straight, smoothed the front of his shirt with one hand, and said, quietly, without drama, in the way that people say things that are simply true, "I'm here for my daughter. She's graduating today." When Sophia's name was called, she walked across the stage in the way that graduates walk, careful, deliberate, aware of the gown, aware of the moment. She shook the hand of the person giving out the certificates. She turned to face the hall, and she looked. The way you look when there is one specific face you need to find in a crowd of 500. She found him, 3rd row, on the aisle, his hair still damp from trying to make himself presentable in a university bathroom with hand soap and paper towels. She stopped, right there on the stage. She pointed at him, not caring how it looked, not thinking about anything except that he was there. And he raised his hand. Just his hand. She cried. He didn't. Not then. He held it together through the ceremony, through the photographs, through the lunch she insisted on buying him, even though he said he was fine. He cried later. Alone. In the car park. Sitting on a low wall with his boots off. Not from sadness.
from the specific relief of a thing that you were not certain you could do, that you did. Here is what Raphael's story means. Love is not a feeling. It is a decision, made again with every step. All 40 miles of them.